up later. Okay, so now we got to figure out where we're going to put this bad boy. So this is going to be the storage room. I was originally thinking I'd put it on top of the storage room, but I haven't built the storage room yet. So maybe I'll go put it in this corner over here. This isn't a bad corner. But I don't want to put it on the ground either, do we? No, we want to put this up in the air. So we need to, yeah, we'll elevate this up. Yeah, so I'm going to check out these trees. I'm going to make a small little tower over here, and that's where we're going to put the enchantment table, just so we can look out over everything. So let me get everything prepped, and I will check with you in a second. So I'm doing my construction here. As you can see, I got a nice little, just kind of see where I'm going with this. I have a little room, and I'm making a sandstone walkway that gets you up here to the tower, which isn't nice. But what's funny is that because I'm visible to the outside, I have about a bazillion zombies now hanging out here. And there's a creeper down there too, so I don't want to get too close, but there's, just take my word for it, there's a bunch of zombies down there. I'm not going to go, I don't want to poke my head out there. Too many times falling off of walls. But yeah, I thought it was, everybody's coming to eat my face off. So good times are to be had. They're over there. I don't know what they're doing though. So anyway, I will check back with you here in a second. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to try and make a nice little tower here and put my enchantment room on the top of it. So see you in a few. So I want to show you where I'm at on the tower here. I don't know how this is all going to work out. I just kind of make it up as I go. Use my little chiseled ones right here for the entrance. Anyway, what it is you use the sandstone steps to come up, 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 up to this floor up here, and as you can see, it is a 5x5 square, so I can stick the enchantment table here, bookshelves around it, and it'll be great. And I'll put some glass up too so you can see out and everything, and it should be really nice in that regard. Now the only issue that I have to deal with now is how to kind of box it up. So you can see this kind of hangs out over, and it's going to, so I'm going to need to put a wall here, because these right here are the steps, but I wanted to keep it too wide, so I'm thinking I'm going to bring this down to here. It's going to make it a little thin, but I can probably get away with that. Same with the, and I made the external walkway out here too wide also, so I just need to flesh out how exactly I'm going to make all this look. The other thing is I can get rid of these trees. They're kind of in my way. So how do we get rid of trees with Ickabodxx? Like that. I got enough wood. It's alright. We'll survive. Sandstone doesn't burn. That little bit should take care of all this. In fact, let's race against time and let's get some of this wood out of here. Just no reason to be that wasteful, right? So, but that's what is going on right now. I'm gonna play around with a couple different combinations, see what works, and once I settle on something that I like, I'll check back with you and show you, hopefully be the finished product. So I'll see you in a second. Okay. So have you ever tried to build something and despite all your best efforts you just couldn't figure out how to do it right? Well, welcome to my tower. I just can't figure out how to get this thing to work right. So here it is so far. Opens up, nice walkway. I like the walkway. I was thinking you have the glass so you can look out. Comes on up here to where your enchanting would be. Gonna have a little window area up here surrounded so that you can see around it. The problem, of course, is the fact that this wide open spot right here, I can't figure out what to do with it. I was gonna try and enclose it. I even thought about extending the wall out over here and making some openings so that it would look like an arched entrance, but I just can't figure out for the life of me what to do with it. So anyway, I am just going to finish up the top of this thing, leave this open as it is. I don't like it, but I'm just going to leave it like that because I'm not going to fight with it all night. Maybe I'll get inspired by something else. And I'm just going to finish up the top of this thing, put my enchanting stuff down, and start enchanting. So that's where things are going right now. So I'll be with you in a second. Well, there it is. I have to say I'm not too proud of the finished product there. It just did not turn out the way I wanted to, so I'm going to end up doing some more work over here to make this, to even this out. It looks like I'm frickin' layered cake with a hat on it or something. It looks stupid. Oh, man. I am not the best builder in the world. That's why I like to play survival, because that's where I get to really showcase my skills, because, yeah. Anyway, I have an enchantment table, and it does work, so the question is, what should we enchant first? I like the bow, honestly. I mean, these other things would be, well, I guess, the diamond pickaxe, because if I get fortune, then I'm rolling in the loot. So let's do it. Alright, and the third time's the charm. We get... Oh, be good, be good, be good. Well, it'll last a long time. Yay. Well, that was a letdown. Alright, so... Well, you got to see my crappy tower. It really stinks. I have to acknowledge that. I tried to do something different with it. I was trying to make this neat stairway that came up to it, to this enchanting room, to make it kind of look majestic and all that, and it just looked terrible. But there it is. It's what we have. I'll have to live with it. Hopefully the storage room will go a lot better once we end up doing that. So that's where we're at. Anyway, so everybody, after the last time I left you and my tower looked like a disaster, I was embarrassed by that, so here is the new tower. I went through, I refined it a bit, polished it up. It's now symmetrical, thankfully. I had to tear back these walls. I have little passageways back here that are underneath the covered area. The entrance is now 2 wide instead of 3 wide, which makes it fit better. So now, I'll show you what else is going on. So then, I've leveled off this large platform up here. I think I'm going to make an entrance over here to the castle on the backside. I've also widened this to make this 2 blocks wide so that I have a wider walkway. As you can see, the tower looks a little better. Put the smooth sandstone on the outside corners to make it look like they're supporting it. So, and add a little bit more glass in there. So, I think it looks much better now. Looks a little bit more majestic instead of something that was just haphazardly thrown together, which, I'll be honest, trying to record, it kind of was. I could not think it all out, so here's what we got now. So that's the finished product there. Maybe I'll do some more touch-ups. I got to do some little touch-ups around the wall here too, but there you go. There's our enchanting tower. So I wanted to leave off with that. I needed to end on a higher note because that was embarrassing. All right, till next time. So as I had mentioned, I was going to do a little something special for Weary Man, because he came up with a good idea for this. Thought about putting a house on this little round island here. But we got sidetracked with the desert temple, and then the other desert temple, and the village, and then I had to build over there with my enchantment and all this other stuff. So it took me a while to get back to it. But anyway, here we are. We're finally here, and I'm going to start work on my little project. So, thought I would just... And for this one, I will just keep you posted as I go. Not going to show you everything because I think it's a little tedious if I do that. So anyway, I'll check back with you in a minute when I get a little bit more done, and then you can start to guess what it is. I'm sure it's probably pretty obvious, but who knows? Alright, bye. Ah, what a lovely view from up here. You can see out into the water for ages, can't you? Oh, hey, check it out. Look what we got here. Any guesses what this is now? Got a little flame up here on the top of this thing. I'm sure it's really obvious now. Should be, anyway. It's a big tower on the edge of the water with a big light in it. Alright, when I finish up the whole design, I'll let you see it. So, after one day of building, you can see it out there. It looks like a giant block standing out there with the light on top of it. The light on top looks pretty awesome. The rest of the tower looks pretty terrible. So I'm going to have to figure out how to make that look better, because that just doesn't work for me. So we'll keep playing around with that, but I thought that turned out okay, so maybe that'll turn out okay too. Anyway, that's what we're doing now. As you can see, it is a lighthouse out there. I thought it would be appropriate. Put it right there on the bay. Thought it was pretty cool. Anyway, that is what I'm working on, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I've been working a little bit more on it. As you can see, I've rounded it off a bit. I still got to do some touch-up work on the orange wood around it. And I also see there's another section up in the top. But what I'll probably do is I'm probably going to make the lighthouse on the little light on the top of it bigger to make it more proportional. The rest of it will probably just kind of scale down a little bit more. Probably come out about 2 more rings wide. So we'll see how this all turns out. I've never really made a lighthouse before, so see how this all works out. Anyway, I'll get back with you later. Okay, so I think I finally got it built. Looks pretty decent now, I would say. Looks like it kind of goes up, has this little peak on the top. Maybe I'll round out those top pillars. I think they need to be blended in a little bit better up there. But I think that we basically got it there. Looks pretty decent to me. I don't think it's the greatest, but I think it's pretty decent for the scale that I was going for. Yeah, the top little part needs to be rounded off a bit more. And I'd probably tier that maybe. I don't know. Let's see what we got. But anyway, you can see we keep on working on it, and I'll have it done here in a minute, I think. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there it is, 95% complete. And it is what you would consider spending way too much time on something that is for a hardcore world. Yeah, this has taken me about an hour and a half. I guess I should have set up a bed over here, that would have helped. But, yep. So you see, it's all sandstone, stripe going around, 2 stripes actually going around it. Got to work on the entranceway here and the floor of it all, but there it is. It's my lighthouse for Weary Man on the island right here. So, anyway, I'm going to keep up, finish this thing, and then I will check back with you when I am 100% completed. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the lighthouse. Here it is. A work of art, if I say so myself. Of course I'm going to say that. What am I saying? It's a piece of garbage? No, actually, I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. So let's go on inside and take a look at the view from it. So we got, I did not refine the inside of this thing as well as I should have. Wah, wah. So let's get on up and check this thing out. I should have done a little bit more work on it, but such is life. Because we need to pop out it right here. And there we are, up the top of the lighthouse, flame burning, a beacon to all on the high seas. I guess I need a pirate ship now or something. Don't say that. Take me forever to do it. Anyway, there we go. There's my castle out there in the distance. The desert for as far as we can see. Can't see the temple out there, but we know it's there. So here it is. This is the lighthouse. Work of art, if I do say so myself. Oh, you know what? We should light that little bit right up there. Don't need anything. Don't want a surprise creeper if I ever come back here. And check it out. Little walkway I decided to make to get over here. Little creeper heads. And there it is. There's the lighthouse that I was inspired by a Weary Man, and I had to use the orange wood just to offset it as a stripe. And I think it actually looks pretty good with the sandstone. So it's kind of wide around the base. Maybe I should have made it narrower and straight, but whatever. It's my lighthouse slash rocket ship. So anyway, back to building. And here we are at part 3 of this build episode. So far we've seen the enchanting building, we've seen the lighthouse way out there, and now it's time for the storage room. As you see what I did with gravel is I mapped out the basics of my design. It's going to fit in here, and then I will set up the chests like such. I got trap chests on one side, regular chests on the other side. Now what I'm going to do is that this is going to be this will be 4 blocks high. So underneath this chest here is I'm going to put the block of what it is. So the bottom row will be the blocks that I store in each of these chests. So like gravel, dirt, cobblestone, etc., etc. those will all be lined up along here. And I'm going to try and do that as color coordinated as possible, kind of rainbowish. The top portion here is I will set up blocks up top, and I'll put a picture frame on top of that and an item of that for all my items, and I'll do that along the top line, wrapping all the way around. That should give me plenty of chests to cover everything in here. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to move the back wall in once. This will be a double wide wall. Double wide! We're going double wide on the trailers here. And that'll give it a little bit of protection if I happen to get hit by a creeper outside. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. I have a feeling my death will probably come before that happens. And if that does happen and I end up surviving, then lucky me. So that's what's going to happen. Let me lay some of this out so we can get the basis in, and then I'll check back with you here in a couple minutes. So I thought I'd give you a little update on where we're at. As you see, I have started putting in my chests around the room. I thought I'd throw these furnaces in here in these spots in the corners where I was going to have a problem. But I also want to throw some windows in too, so this gives me a look to the outside, because I didn't want to be completely closed vault-ish. So I have some windows there. I got my nether stuff over here. Decided I wasn't going to try and make everything by color coordinated, so I'm just going to put nether stuff over here, sand stuff here, rock stuff over here. I still got to get some more blocks. I'm not going to just have it all gravel. And then we'll see where else I throw everything else. I got to go dig up some rocks. I actually am out of cobblestone and stone, which is amazing. But I'm actually out, so I need to go do that. So I will check back again once we get a little bit further along. Now I know you were probably thinking on that last clip was that, wait a minute, Ick, you can't open up chests with a solid block on top of them. You are correct. I messed up. So I switched it all to sandstone. I'm making a big sandstone ceiling here with steps, because these you can open. So that works. And what I'm going to probably do at some point is I'll probably put a skylight in here somewhere. But the other thing is that since this is going to be all flat up top, I'm probably going to make my bedroom up here now too. Put that right over here towards probably put it over here on this end. Except I might have to listen to spiders all night, but I won't have to listen to cows. Spiders are more optional. I can get rid of them. So that's what I got going on. As you can see, I've laid out a bunch of the chests. I still got to figure out what blocks are going to go where. I might finish up the room and not actually finalize a bunch of the locations until needed. So that's how this is going. I don't know, that's kind of it. I think it's kind of compact, but I'll be able to store pretty much everything you can imagine in here. So I'll check back with you guys later. So there is the storage room right there. You can see it's kind of bottled up now. I lit the top. I like how I put the smooth stone out here too. I think that looks pretty clean against it. It's all lit up. What I'll probably do in the future is I will replace this with glowstone. That way it lights up the top and the inside and it'll look fantastic. We got our enchantment room over there, and you just come walk across over here. There's the lighthouse in the distance. You get a good lay of our castle now. And you can hear all the cows. Lots of cows. And there we are. I think it's looking pretty good now. I'm liking this. So, you know, I think I'll put some trees back here to keep up the wood. But I don't know. This is our castle. I think it's looking pretty sweet. Like I said, I'm feeling good about it. Eventually, what I'm going to do is that little passageway right there, I'll make that go down to the vault underneath the castle where all the expensive blocks are. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to redstone that. I'm going to make that a little secret vault so that you pull a trigger and it goes down there. So now that I've made all this progress, I'm guaranteed to die in the next episode. I just would make sense, right? Anyway, for prosperity's sake, it's on YouTube. You guys get to check it out, and I think we're good. So I don't think I'm going to finish up the storage room right now. You know where I'm going with it. Once I have all the blocks lined up in there and I set up all the chests and everything, it'll be good. But this is kind of what it's going to look like on the outside. Maybe I'll do some decorated out on the outside a little bit. So there we go. I think that we have done enough building. And let me get away from these cows because they're just annoying. So as the sun sets on this Minecraft day, hey, there's a cow up there who's enchanting. That's pretty awesome. He's that special pet cow I have. Anyway, as the sun sets, like I said, I'm trying to be poetic. I say that we bid adieu to the building episode. And, you know, I honestly gotta say, aesthetically, I'm liking what this looks like. I really like the look of this. So I'm really happy with how this is turning out. I need to do this on more maps. So anyway, with that, I say good night, everybody, and thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Okay, so I had to make one very key change to the structure. As you can see, there's a half slab row around the top because I'm sure somebody noticed my problem that I had. So this is all half slabs, so it's kind of nice that I don't have to light that all up now. Save me on some torches. But what I noticed was the fact that without this space right here, I could not put my item frames up. So the first thing I had was leather, so I just stuck it there. But now I have a row for that I can throw item frames all around, and I have my wall, my ceiling, which I kind of like it indented like this, and I will get some glowstone and light it up that way. I think that'll look kind of cool. So anyway, now that is the end of the episode. So thanks again for watching. Appreciate it. Tune in next time, because I think we're going to do some caving if I don't go grind out a bunch of levels and armor and enchant all my stuff up. So until next time, have a good one. Eventually I'm going to end this episode, but like everything, you know, there's just times when you just can't stop tweaking things. Well, I've decided I'm going to adjust this outside wall. Originally what it looked like was this. It was just this straight, which is the actual top right there, and then I just put little half slabs on top of it just to kind of break it up. But what I'm doing now is I'm taking it all up one half slab around the edge. That corner isn't fixed yet. And then I'm putting one on top of that. So on the edge you'd stand up to a half slab on the other side, and then basically would be a full block also. So I'm doing that around the castle with about a bazillion half slabs that I'm going to need to do this. I'm all about the half slabs apparently. So anyway, I had one last change and I wanted to throw in there. So that is one thing I am doing all around the castle just because. So anyway, now you know. Later. And this is the reason why I did it. As you can see, this is the way it looked before. You know, I could look over the side very easily, and the possibility of falling off was pretty easy. Well, I can still walk off easy. It's more noticeable that I'm going to. Besides, you see, it looks like more of a walkway here, and I think that looks really nice. So I'm getting way too artistic in this episode with all my building, and I need to remind myself, this is a hardcore world. This stuff will get nuked at some point. So anyway, maybe you got some building ideas out of all this, how I'm doing it. So yeah, like I said, this is all half slabs, and then half slabs on top of half slabs. So what I need to do here is I need to do all the way around the rest of it. So, okay.